Okay, so Classwork. This is probably the largest, most expansive part of Google Classroom and has the most options. So this might take a minute to kind of go through. Going to minimize that. All right, so the Classwork tab, that's where I normally have students go when they're going to be going to a particular class that's going to have lots of stuff. So an example, this is the test classroom. As of right now, the Classwork is just pretty plain. Just shows what's what. Create tab is there. And let's walk through what you can do. So first off, the biggest thing is the create tab. What do you want to do? Assignments, Cami assignments. We do have full Cami rights, so you can create a Cami assignment that students can annotate in real time with you annotating back in real time. Quiz assignments, questions, materials, reuse posts from the past, or make a topic. Now, I'm going to show you for contrast what it looks like in my tech training class. Those students, which are mostly teachers, their Classwork page looks like this. Now, I have created multiple topics. The topics allow me to organize my content a little bit better so that since this is static content and teachers come here and can thumb through, I want the things to stay where they are so they know where to find them next time they show up. So I have topics. The topics are then duplicated on the side so that if they want to just condense the stream down to just the general tech coaching info, or they just want to look at Google Educator, they can. On my other Google Classroom, which I'm going to open up here, they don't have those options. There are no topics. These assignments are just essentially laying out there for them to see. You can organize your Google Classroom in any way you want, but the Classwork tab does have the ability to be organized with topics, and I'll show you how. So let's say, for the sake of argument, I want to have a section called Cami Assignments. A topic opens up here, topic opens up here. Now I can grab these assignments and move them down into Cami. If I create another topic, I can make that general info topic be below Cami or above Cami, or I can put two assignments in one. Nothing changes for the students, nothing gets lost. It's just a matter of how you want to organize it. Now, assignments. This is new, so originality reports. Originality reports compare text from Google Docs to text on the web, and you will see a report for each Google Doc on your students. Students can run reports 3 times before turning it in. Basically, what that does is it helps you understand if they plagiarized, according to Google. So that's kind of new. So as you make the assignment, you can decide which classes are going to get it. So if you're going to bulk post, you can. Students, we're going to title it So test, do this test today and turn it in. We can pick a category. Remember, we set up our grade book earlier. So I'm going to put this in the summative category, and I'm going to make it out of 100 points. I'm going to pick a due date. You can even pick a time. And I'm going to put it in general info, meaning it's going to show up in this general info category. If you don't, which actually I'll show you how that works too. Let's say I forgot to do my topic, no big deal. I'm not going to do an originality report. I am going to go grab a Google Drive document, and I am going to grab this form. Again, I can assign, schedule, or save the draft. I'm going to assign. And remember, I didn't put a topic, so I accidentally didn't do a topic, so it sits at the top. No big deal. I can just drag it there. Now my students can see this on the other end and could fill this out. And when I click on it, I can see that it's been assigned, no one's turned it in. I can also hit the view assignment and look at it in the assignment viewer, and I can assign points if I want. So let's say when they do grade it, I could put a 60 in there. I can return that grade to them if I want or not. I can see when there was grades, when it was turned in, when it was not, which we'll go back over here in a little while. But let me come back to that classwork tab. The assignment has a delete, copy link, or edit. Again, that copy link is very handy if a student needs to have an email real quick of just like, hey, this needs to be sent to you, or you can even go into the stream and throw a link to a student. And let's just say it was just pre-K iPads that needs that assignment. I could just send it to them if I wanted to. Which is nice. Now, other options when you make an assignment. Let's just say, oops, type some stuff. And let's say they're going to throw in a bunch of different items. We're going to throw in a presentation. We're going to throw in a Word doc. We're going to throw in a PDF. We're going to throw in a YouTube video. Now you can see that since it's an assignment, we have options. They can look at it. They can edit it, which would mean literally everyone's working on or has access to your original document. So be very careful on students can edit. That means the original document will be shared with multiple people. What you probably want is for a presentation, maybe it's I want them to look at it. For a PDF, maybe it's I want them to look at it. And for this, I want to make a copy for each student. Now what's great is Google does all the back-end logistics. So every student in the class will get a copy of this. They'll see all of these and be able to do your assignment. You can pick the topic, pick the due date. You don't have to put a due date. You can make it ungraded. We're going to put this informative because if I'm going to use my grade book, and I'm going to assign. And that will go into their classwork, and they'll be able to see that and attack all of that work. Now when you click on this one, what you'll see is just the item that they were given. So it'll have their name and then the name of your original because it's a copy, which is very nice. Other options, Cami Assignments. Basically works the exact same way. So we're going to put this now. You'll notice your options are a little limited here because you're really only picking stuff that can be worked on in Cami. You're not going to have videos and things of that nature. So let's say I want this PDF. I'm going to make a copy for each student. This essentially would be view only, and this would be all the students are working on one copy that they all can edit, and then this would be make a copy for each student. Same rules apply. I'm going to throw this into Cami Assignments. I'm going to assign. What's nice about this Cami option is any of their live annotations or edits, I will also see live with annotation and edit privileges. And I've got an example of that here as soon as it posts so you can see kind of how that works. So I'm going to come down here to Cami in the classroom and I'm going to hit this example of Cami. Now I can open with Cami, but oops, wrong button. what I want to do is hit this. I'm going to go into the grader. And what you'll see is I'm grading with Cami. The student drew on it and wrote these things. I was able to comment with them, and this was all done in real time through the Cami app, through the Google Classroom app. They have all of their options. I have all my options. If I feel like I need to draw something on that person's, they see it automatically on their side. If I feel like I need to comment to that person on this particular X, I can do that. And I'll wait for my reply. I can also privately comment to them over here. And they get an email and they get to see that on the Google Classroom side. These private comments aren't on the Classroom because that would mean that they would be posting where everybody could see it. This is all done through the private commenting section of Google Classroom. So, other options, quiz assignments. This is for Google Forms. If I throw a quiz assignment, which we have some teachers doing that, oops, file already attached. Let me remove that. Add my blank quiz in there. Same rules apply to everything else. But one thing that's nice is you can turn on locked mode on Chromebooks. As you hit this, what this essentially means is respondents will only be able to open this tab. It kind of turns their browser into more of a testing browser, which is very useful. You can assign it. No grade category was selected, so let's put our summative on there. Make it ungraded. Let's put it in general info. Let's assign it. Then students, when they click on that, they would get to that particular Google form and they'd be locked in their browser. Posting a question. You can do short answer or multiple choice. Now, students can see the class summary. If you don't want them to see the class summary, you turn that off. If it's more of a discussion question, maybe you want them to see that. You can ask that question. We'll put that in general info. That was just saying it's not going to be put in the overall grade because I didn't put it in a category. Now, we'll see poll here. We'll be able to view the question and see the answers as they go. Very nice feature in terms of like getting your day started, or maybe you have an end of the day question. Material, something I use a lot. If this is just stuff you want them to look at, this is a good option. If you're posting something in there that you just want them to look at, this is an excellent option. So what it basically does is it goes back to that idea where you don't get any options here. This is just going to be no grades, nothing else. This is just going to be something that you can simply look at. So it'll show up with its material icon. It's just informational stuff. Now, we use this in TV when you see the exam review or the quick reference guide. It's just a material that they can access for notes or for reference. Just a way to kind of make sure that they don't accidentally edit over top of something you really need. Reuse post. If there's something from the past that you want to use, you can go back, grab an old post. Like, so if you want to go all the way back to 1617 and say, I want this individual testing tasks, reuse it, create new copies of all the attachments. Google will do all the back end work for you. It'll pull in that piece, and let you send it out. And that is the general gist of the classwork, but I do want to touch on two more things. This Google Calendar basically pulls open your Google Calendar and can correlate to your particular class, as in test classroom. And then this, we do have teachers and students who get confused, teachers especially, since you're seeing this class drive folder just takes you into the back end logistics of your Google Classroom. You do not need to do anything with this. You could really mess yourself up. We've had teachers before go in and destroy their Google Classroom folders by going into their drive. So an example of that, when you go into your Google Drive, this Google Classroom folder is not, it's owned by you, but Google created it just to sit there and do all the back end logistics of every Google Classroom you've ever been a part of in any way. If you go in there and start removing all of that or renaming it, you could lose functionality in your Google Classroom. So I, for example, have put these little emojis in here to let me know, don't mess with this folder. This just is kind of sitting there sacred. And that is the Classwork tab. So if you have any questions, please let me know.